Hey everyone, Rob here, and it's November 26th, 2021. The reason I'm saying the date on this one is because we have a lot of development that's been going on day to day. Maybe not as much as today as we will get in the future, but I wanted to make sure that we're up to date, perhaps even do daily updates on the Grímsvötn volcanic system and what's been going on here. Now, the experts from the Icelandic Meteorological Office don't expect that the glacial flooding from Grímsvötn in the Vatnajökull National Park will actually start until maybe a couple days from now. They were thinking that it was going to start within the next 24 hours, but now they're guessing that maybe it's going to take a couple days longer than that. Now, the ice cap there has fallen by a whopping 1.4 meters since it peaked, so it's dropping quite linearly down, and that's typical for the lead up to an eruption of this volcano. Now, it's been 10 years since the last eruption. The last eruption was in 2011, and this volcanic system typically erupts every 10 years, so it's kind of just right on time. But they haven't measured any of the water flow coming out of this yet, but a nature conservation specialist at the Icelandic Meteorological Office said in a conversation with the Glacier news agency that they do have good GPS measurements in the area, and hopefully they'll get some good notice before this glacial flooding and the rush of water actually starts. And they're just kind of waiting to see what happens. I mean, it's anyone's guess on what's going to happen. Now, they did say, and I'll bring this up here, they are warning people to not travel in this area, basically. I mean, you can see that this is a very dangerous part of the country as of right now, especially when there's imminent potential eruptions going on. And so the police in South Iceland have warned people to not be traveling through the waters of Grímsvötn, just in case these glacial floods all of a sudden come. And there's ice caves in the area, and they're saying be careful of that, and all the fissures and things like that, because you never know if all of a sudden a crack's going to open up, flooding's going to happen, or who knows what. And they're saying the ice cave in Grímsvotn can reach up to 100 meters, which means that it could be very dangerous glacial fissures that can form on these travel routes, and cracks, like I said, that can become very, very dangerous. Also, they're saying that when the runoff and the glacial flood does come, which it should any day, gas can be released from the runoff water that exceeds the recommended health amount. So that could pose a real danger to your health if you are in the area. So as I said before, the examples and the history has shown that at the end of a glacial flooding, especially on Grímsvötn, because there is a lot of data on this because it does erupt fairly regularly. Again, like I said, about every 10 years, that an eruption can begin, and that eruption typically, because it's located underneath a glacier, is associated with large ash that's shot up into the sky. And it can be very dangerous to be on the glacier, of course, if the eruption starts. And so all of the huts on Grímsvötn, which is the mountain area, are closed while this situation is underway. Now, what some other people are saying is that it's kind of a 50-50 chance right now. Now, the glacial flooding could happen, or they're saying it will. This is inevitable. Things are it's going to happen. They are detecting the water and things like that underneath. But they're saying that if it leads to an eruption, no one really knows. It's kind of 50-50 at this point. But there is no sign that the water has reached into the main reservoirs and sort of come out yet. But yeah, as I said, they're saying that it's possible it could happen in the next 24, 48 hours, but they will begin to see, based on the chemical compositions and the gas readings, when it actually happens. So a lot of stuff kind of in anticipation to happen, but as I said, I'm going to keep you all posted. You can take a look at the Icelandic Meteorological Society website, and you can see here that they post updates. This is all in Icelandic, but there's an English version of the site, and they post updates all the time on the latest information. And so I just wanted to make sure that everyone's up to date on what's going on today. And one thing that you can also check out if you really want is I have a live stream going of the activity and the basically the earthquakes that have been going on, the seismic activity on Grímsvötn. So it's the mountain there. You can take a look. You can see here they started recording the activity or making the information public to us just a couple days ago, and I decided to throw this up on a live stream, and it updates pretty regularly, but it's kind of like watching paint dry at the moment. But if you are interested, you can tune into that and you can see the latest updates on what's going on. It will be interesting to see how this graph looks should there be an eruption, and how this looks in comparison to the Grímsvötn charts and seismic activity meters that we've been looking at previously. So that's all the information for today. Again, November 26th, and who knows, maybe tomorrow we'll say that the glacial flood has started, and then 2 days later it'll be an eruption. But I think if there's an eruption, perhaps everyone's going to hear about it before I get around to posting a video, because as with nature, I mean, who knows if it's going to happen in the middle of the night, and I won't hear it because I'm on the other side of the island, more or less. But who knows? I've only gone through one eruption in my lifetime, and that was Grímsvötn, and no one even knew that was happening until they flew over and said, "Oh yeah, that thing's erupting." So yeah, a little bit exciting to see. This one's a little bit more dangerous perhaps, but it's also further away. So we'll see how it goes. Until next time, I'll bring you all the latest news. Hit the like button if you want. Subscribe if you want to keep updated. I will post more and more as this story continues. And be sure to keep everyone updated on what the local news is saying as well. So thanks so much again, and until next time.